I just mail check my marketing with AI to create a
Well, I don't show off, don't criticize. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Duel, and once more we are continuing Yugioh Duel Masochist. Let me take off the starting soon, and let's put the game screen on. Then it should all pop into place. Yep, there we go. We haven't really done anything since last stream. As said, we have a nice little safety buffer. I'm getting far too worried about it, really. It'll be a very nice safety buffer for quite some time. We're only in Gold 2. We are not particularly far through the proficiency test, and currently we are playing Generator. Or at least, some semblance related to it. The reason the order of these cards has changed is because there is a login bonus at the moment where you get a free pack, one per day, and so I've had to decraft some cards to change the order, which is why some of these are here. They should all be at the correct quantities. Anyway. Right, so I think we continue with this. We continue with Bungus deck. But beyond that, I don't know where we go. Vampires really wasn't working. Ninja we've played kind of recently, but it was decent. Maybe I'm just remembering the highlights, the crazy Thunder Dragon game, but I feel that deck was decent. So let's see if we can claim ourselves a couple more wins, actually get into Platinum today. I think that's the goal. Right, we gotta choose, so let's pick first. I'm a little bit torn on whether we should get the Duel Pass for this account. I guess it would be a lot easier to see when I'm at, or a lot easier to judge that when I've reached maybe the halfway point of it. Right, now we can summon a Time Lord, or we can try getting started on Generator plays. I think I want to summon a Time Lord. Set 1, set 2 cards. Torrential is always live while we have a Time Lord on the field because it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And then the Crackdown steals something that might actually be a threat. They're on a 50 card deck, which could be just about anything. Oh, I do need to put on the game music. I also need to consider life choices. We are once again against Blue Eyes. Although they are just leading with that, which I don't think is quite correct. Maybe I'm wrong. There's the extra normal summon. Right. Okay. That's a special summon. So there's no point using a torrential here, I don't think. Another. And get Blue Eyes from hand. Targeting their own. Yeah. Torrential does not stop that. Right, let's actually put some. I forget what. Something around there, I think it is. Special Blue Eyes from your hand. Yep, you go for it. They've got a normal summon still. I just want to... Does this? It does. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I don't really know what we do against Blue Eyes. I can torrential the field. If they do choose to synchro summon, then they can tag out, but it doesn't really do anything. Yugioh Silver Dragon. If this card is special summoned, well, I would like to be able to target them. Maybe that's not going to come up, but I think it will. So let's just get rid of that one. I don't know what they're playing around, because it apparently wasn't torrential, which confuses me somewhat. Oh, and look at that sweet reward. There's boss stage. Right, activate boss stage. We now want to normal summon Lopter, because Lopter gets us into the rest of it. And now it's a risk we can take, because even if this did get hit by an Ash Blossom, we would be fine. And this brings out our Lopter. It was summoned from deck instead of via its own effect, so we don't immediately need to use it as an Xyz material. I'd much rather... Okay, so I could have attacked with Lopter, but it's fine. We have a Crackdown. I think that might be enough, considering that we also get Ha from deck. I think it is a much better option to get Ha than it is to get anything else. Especially because Lopter is still in rotation and is still able to put something else on the field. Set a monster. And yeah, there you go. Generators. And apparently Blue Eyes is not quite doing the proper Blue Eyes plays. I don't know why that is. I don't know. They should have the new Blue Eyes card, surely. No, they do not have the new Blue Eyes cards. That's why they weren't doing Blue Eyes things. There's no Link 1 in here. There's no Synchro 9. This is just the structure deck, like the older structure deck. Well, all the power to them. If that's what you want to play, then so be it. You play. Is this muted? Yes, that is muted. Right. No legacy tickets, so just the one master pack. There are some neat new additions. There is a Ragnarika secret pack now, which is Ragnarika plus generic insect, plant, reptile things, I do believe. That's an Ashen, that's FA. It's decent? I don't really know. But understanding Six Samurai is not something I'm completely ready for or in the process of doing right now. Top one banish and one effect once your opponent controls the same type. So we need to banish one first. That's the problem with that. That's pretty good. That would definitely just kind of go in the stun deck. Alright. Doesn't work in our current deck, of course, so we're not just going to chuck it in. But a win's a win, and, you know, moves us closer to ranking up. And that's all we're trying to do. That screams bot. Oh dear. We will soon find out if this is an oh dear moment. Taken a while to choose. I am indeed going first. I think this is a bot. The only reason I was a little bit oh dear about it is because a bot could mean an FTK. It could also just not be a bot, but they're on 52 and 12, yeah. That is very likely to be a bot. I think we lead very simply. Gabrion plus Torrential is apparently a common combo. Not quite as infamous as Silver Fang plus Raigeki. But, we're trying to make its mark known. Big blue monster with blue trap. And they are, yeah, they're starting to set cards before summoning cards. I think it's just a bot or a terrible player. Not that it really matters which. This one doesn't even deal damage, which is unfortunate. But I think that's okay. And they really have a lot of spell traps. Oh wait, it could also just be burn. I forgot. Well, they're going to trigger the battle phase effect, so they don't get those... They probably don't get those cards back. They could. Main 2 end phase. Okay, so they have no defenses. We have Lopter. That seems pretty good to me. This is a very similar situation to the last tool. The only difference is we're not facing an opponent, really. Which should make this a lot easier. Now we could make a Synchro 7 here still. And the only reason I see to not is simply the life point cost. Because we might as well treat them as a slightly real opponent. And to that end we play around Gauze as best we can. Always play around as many cards as you are able to. It will simply just help out. And if you ingrain it into your habits, then, you know, all the better for it. You're not going to get caught out by it. A whole turn, they could do anything. I'd stare at their hand and summon a 0 attack monster. How have you all been, anyway? I haven't really asked. That's an Infernoid. What do you do? Once a turn target is set, shuffle it. Yeah, you go ahead and do that if you want. Are these part of one of the selection packs or something at the moment? Are they a recent one? And ban the bot. Bot banned from Twitch chat. That's something that happens a surprisingly frequent amount of the time. 2,000? How am I going to beat that thing? I'm surprised that they like have the things like they can just, aha, tribute summon. No, we will let you go to battle phase. We have lethal on board, and you're apparently going to make it just easier by clearing up your only monster. Thank you kindly. Unfortunately, this doesn't stay 35. We do need to attack with both, but I don't think that's a particularly big ask. Oh look, another one. Which means we could do the funny. We can do that. They have a thing. It's Void Launch. Okay, well now we found out what the back row is. This allows us to get into this boy. And then we can do Valor. It's well over lethal, but I enjoy clicking button. And one of those missions might, in fact, be to an Exeter monster for the dailies, so if we can actually just get on top of that and start doing it, then, you know, that seems like something that's a decent idea. Let's make Dyson Sphere. I love this guy. Doesn't have an animation because, you know, he wouldn't. Doesn't matter that he's one of the brothers, you know, signature monsters. It's only Dyson Sphere. And that's another pretty easy win. Although, it doesn't really gauge the power level of the deck at all. Can your deck beat an opponent who decides that a monster with 0 attack, in attack position, with no relevant effect, is a power play? If you can't, what are you doing? I did say distinctly with relevant effect to, you know, single out like Mekanko, Yugioh. Anyway, we've got an ultra rare hiding somewhere in here. It's not that one, we don't need it. Speaking of Yugioh, that's not terrible. We are slowly picking up, like, Sacred Beast, kind of. So, that's something for it. I don't think we really have Light Fiends, and that's a very specific track negate. Okay, the ultra rare is this one. This is a good card for Goatee, but we need more stuff, as always. This is never being summoned. That is a waste of an ultra rare for us. Right? As is probably fairly expected. Just back into it. Let's keep going with the next duel. Win this one and we get to rank up. Hello, Gaming Nation. How do? And we are probably going second. Opponent's name is in a language I cannot comprehend. That's good. Good to know you're doing well. And as far as the hands go, I mean, that is a Time Lord, and the other card is Anima, basically, so... I think we'd rather go second with this than go first, but I'm not particularly certain. They're on a 40 and 15, so competent. Tenyi. They did just get new support cards. So this very much could be Sword Soul, but it could also just be pure. Taking a minute to think. Like from here, I reckon you probably just go into the Link 1. But at the same time, they are taking a very long time to make this, yeah, it could be just Sword Soul with the new Tenyi stuffs. There's Monk. I think we have Monk, Shathana, and Berserker. Oh. Alright. Battle Wasp. Well, you didn't use the effect. You can make a link to. You have a non-effect monster on the field. These are all relevant things to consider. My play might be set Crackdown, summon Camion, and shuffle back for 500 points. Depends on the draw a little bit, because they are not doing... Oh, okay, there is a link too. Yeah. You're condensing your resources into a guy who isn't going to stay on the field. That was not summon this turn, become insect. Okay. So do you think it's like ballpark, but they've drawn a terrible hand? Because I feel like that's possible, right? They've got two sets. They've got Shinobi Insect, which is actually like kind of played. Insect Imitation, I don't know if that's played. And Battle Wasp is, they got new support. Right. Well, we can check for Imperm. They thinking about something. They could be thinking about a lot of things. Special of Malice. Okay, this has got to be a bot. Or a Masochist player who's just, like, opened 10 of the, like, you know, 10, 20, however many of the new pack. Add a Malice link. Add a Malice from deck and then if you control a Malice link. Special a Malice from your... If your opponent can... Yeah, I only control the one, so that's coming from deck, so they don't get anything. Well, also the Order of Chain Links. Yeah. They don't have on summons, right? That is a good card, though. These are both ours, but... Oh. Oh, did you only have the one? I think they only have the one Malice monster. Let's just attack this and end the turn. Keep it simple. Shuffle back, deal 500. We are now ahead on life, and as such we win. Camion is now a huge insect, no longer a fairy. It has not be not afraid in the biblical sense anymore. It is be not afraid. I am basically a kaiju. Humongousaur looking very weird today. Okay, so you summon Dormouse. Now what? I mean, I'll let you attack. I might steal the Dormouse with Crackdown on the next turn. It is a monster. It allows me to put a Link 2 on the board. Better yet, if I get Shrewdo, I can make something like a 7. There are options. So yeah, let's shuffle this spell back, because it's not actually doing anything. Man, Camion got in for 1,000, putting in some work. Udgarda. Yeah, so Camion resolves. I think I do just want, like, a Link 2. What can I make a Link 2? I can make Transverser. You know, just for the sake of trying to speed this up a little bit, I think we do it. There's Transverser. Hold 1,200 points of damage. It's a very threatening play, not everyone would understand. And I'm telling them they now have to play around zones. Whatever will they do? It's not like they have normal summons that just beat over this. And the thing is, if it is a bot or a new player, they're probably just going to summon Center Golem, so it's not even like this is Anima. You found the slowest self-TK bot today? Ooh. That sounds like torment. I mean, this is kind of self-TK bot, if you just squint. It's not really doing anything. That gets us into Lopter. I think we just... Yeah, we put this on the field for the fact that it's got a stat, and it gets us into a stat on our opponent's turn. It also gives us a 400 point boost. So let's set that and just go battle. This clock is a really fast, you know. It's 1,300 a turn. You guys don't understand. 1,300 a turn is not even, what is it, a 6-turn clock? It's not even a 6, it's a 7-turn clock. From full. We just save the Chalice for whatever they attack if they summon a monster. I mean, once we hit main phase, I think we just, you know, Condemn Twitch. They summoned a guy. It really doesn't matter what they attack. The only reason we boost here is so that they take even more damage. Because this isn't lethal next turn, I don't think. They can take 1,100 into this, or I can make it 15. But yeah, then I'm missing like a small amount of damage. And yeah. Okay, never mind. It is now lethal. They have attacked into the higher attack. You know, this is not exactly how I was expecting the next duel to go. And after we talked about the previous stream being so difficult. Look at this. Sure, we need to up our... Oh yeah, I should have probably activated the swords. Simply to, like, up the spell count. Because that's the proficiency. And this is a bot. They're not going to do anything in response to Swords of Concealing Light. Well, Well, we're also tearing through this new duel pass. Already 7 levels in. And that's the rank up. 100 gems back, thank you very much. We actually got some legacy tickets. Let's go ahead and open those. Got 5. Oh yeah, we got 2 from the other one, didn't we? Right, let's see what we got. Total Defense Shogun, the Samurai Before Samurai. I love him, but he's not for us. Wall of Illusion is just a decent monster to set, but I think we're kind of past that. Maybe not, but we'll see, I guess. I guess actually it works with Labyrinth being a fiend. And Blast Magician. Sure. That is... it's a searcher, but specifically on death from battle. That's not going to help us out. Nor will this guy. And that, on the other hand, is a Dynamist. And is therefore kind of like half decent. We still need a good amount of them to play them. Another Darkness, the former power card, and... okay, that's definitely not going in a deck. However, we have a Master Pack, and that might give us something decent. You never know. Another Ultra Rare. Ooh. Another couple of shiny cards. Huh. Another 9 lives cat. Okay, we didn't need a second. Temperance, which is kind of Karibo. Oh, you say 3 useless hollows. You want to know what we pulled just now, which you missed? We pulled Divine Neos. The one which requires Neos, a space and a hero, and like, you know, all that jazz. Black Feather Dart Rage. That is interesting. Not good, but interesting. Zenmayo. Again, this is probably not for us. We don't really have 5s as a strategy. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one monster, it loses 400. If you control a Fiend Tuner, you can special this from your hand. And if special summoned, it loses 600. So this is supposed to work with, in conjunction with like Resonators and everything. And we do have a couple of those, so this is like half decent. But that needs to be much further along before we consider it. You said 3 useless hollows. 2 of them were poor. Granted. 1 of them is mid. The other is just playable. Completely playable in nearly everything. The only thing to keep in mind is that both Valor and what's his face? Valor and Lopter are both fairies. The generator tokens are all fairy. However, oh, and these guys are all fairy, but they don't stick around. What do we have? We have Fiend, Sea Serpent, Cyberse, Machine. A good few fairies actually. Worm, Dragon, Psychics, Beast Warrior, Worm, Rock, Spellcaster. And then that's a Worm, that's a Psychic, that's a Dragon, that's a Fairy, Dragon, Aqua. Okay, that's a different one. Zombie. And Reptile. So I think we can just, like, you know, free Floodgate. I pulled something that I will be using in every deck, something as good. Yeah. It will put in work at some point. Does wonders against Fiendsmith? Yeah, they can't attempt to link summon. So I think it does stop the Fiendsmith thing, because you can only control 1. And it checks your current board state, not how your board state will be. As far as hands go, that is interesting. We have a normal summon search for Chalice, which is then a negate. They could stop the search probably with something. We can then go into Yazi. Nothing's really happening from there. We might not even get that far. Oh, I might. Which means Drill Beam. Yeah, that's certainly a Drill Beam. Dragon Core Hexa. That's not a, Oh yeah, please do tell. What was your shiny? Dragon Core Hexa is not what I was expecting. Hexa Drill Beam. Okay, so this is Drill Beam Pass. The issue is Drill Beam banishes. This takes a normal summon. I also just, like, face up, right? Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one. That's phenomenal. They are reading a Time Lord. They're probably also banishing a Time Lord. Well, we attempt to go battle. The thing is, I don't take the damage because they either stop the attack or they stop the effect at the end. That's the Primite. Okay. If you control a Primite. Okay, so they don't currently control a Primite monster. They possibly have one in hand. I think that's what we're banking on, really. Do they have a Primite? Because currently they're not threatening. That's Avram. That is a 12 Synchro if you want. Oh, is it Tenyi? Is it just Tenyi that's, like, bricked a little bit? So, are we doing Synchro 8 then? Yeah. Synchro 8 for this. Then you get a spec one. I mean, you just special summon Berserker, change this to attack, and you win. Yep. Okay, they started very low to the ground on that. I don't know what their hand could have been to just completely brick, but it happened. So let's see if we can have any better luck here. I don't think we do. Many titles going second. They look like they like Sky Strikers. I look like someone that I would hate to go against. 60 cards. So it's going to be the perfect hand. Unfortunate bit, Fenrir has to target. Decent bit, we have the generator field spell. It confuses me that they'd want to go first. I'll say that. Yeah, I could always dust them, but, like, I like it as a history. I like it as a legacy of all the random crap we pulled until, you know, until we got whatever is the winning combination. As it is, I think the play might simply to be Vjam, Metaverse. That's probably it. Oh, they're doing voiceless voice shenanigans. We can't beat both of those things at the same time. deck. I hate Kanko, I just hate them. They have 3 monsters in the main deck that are just like effect monsters, but are basically towers as long as you get like an equip spell, 2 equip spells. And then there's the rituals, which are just like, they're there, but they don't matter. You're going second. They have Blue Eyes Chaos Match Dragon Mate. Well, that's not really deterministic of anything. I guess it's not Torrential Time Lord, but it is Time Lord Metaverse, which is interesting. It's Blue Eyes. I have to pick a card. Wow. And they've got Primate as well. Let's just save ourselves some time. We already know how this goes. Unless I could Cosmic exactly the Drill Beam, I kind of just lose that. And even if I did Cosmic exactly the Drill Beam, they'd probably negate the Cosmic Cyclone with one of the other cards they have on the field. GE0. Okay, we gotta choose. Taking first. What, pray tell, is the opening hand against probably Sword Soul Tenyi? That's not a bad opening hand. It's not great. There's worse. Inspector Order. Go. I believe the Tenyis are summoning conditions rather than effects, but I'm not sure. And they can get to a Link 1 pretty easy, but I think, like, that might be it. Because, like, when this card is activated, no. Yeah. And it's also got a removal effect. We kind of can't let them keep that. There's Ecclesia, which is a special summon for no... okay, that's fine. They still don't have a monster effect just yet. I think they're working that out right now. It will slow them down, the question is how much. That is not a synchro? It is a synchro. Yeah, you don't control a non-effect monster, but you're about to synchro for bigger than border anyway. There's Vashuda. Yeah, you still don't have any monster effects, but you do have a synchro summon on hand, which will do it. And then you get one effect. Crimson Blader. It's an interesting choice. Okay, so that's their one effect until the end of the battle phase. The Time Lord is also dead. But Anima is very much alive. Anima is a 2800 beat stick. What are the odds that this is the Tenyi counter trap rather than Imperm or something like that? Normal summon. They're reading. I have a feeling it might actually just be Imperm. Crimson Blader, I guess if you were going to combo off in main 2, it protects from Nibiru. And if you're going to stop your opponent, then, you know, why not? Level 5 or higher I don't quite get, but sure, we'll take it. We'll literally take it. They're really thinking on their toggles. Set one. Your move. Yeah, I guess Blue Eyes is still popular. Fiendsmith requires, like, to go for Engraver, right? Or at least the payoffs for Fiendsmith are, like, level 5 or higher. It stops, you know, opponents also on the same deck. That's Ecclesia. It's fine. Again, that's fine. I have Chalice. There's Moye. Now, they haven't normal summoned. And, okay, what does that one do? I mean, I have to do this. They're gonna get a Synchro out anyway, but this stops them from immediately doing it. They have to take that card out of their hand as well. Because that's a 1 card. This is 2 cards. Granted, that 2 cards also gets them into a link. But we have Mation in hand. They're not going to be playing 2 Crimson Blader. I still have no idea what this face down is. Turn as many monsters on the field as possible. There's Tinny Spirit, 3k. Graveyard and or Banishment. It could, I guess it could be Blackout. But I don't think so, because unless they just have Toggle on or Chain on, none of these other cards were activatable. This is not quick effects. But yeah, they drew a card off Moye. There's your Link 4. There's your field spell. I guess I am dead for reasons I don't know. Because why would you pay down to 12? Okay. Original attack. So that token is 0, but then they can bounce it back with the shooter. Yeah. Okay, so do you have some way to put 1200 on? Because otherwise, if you get, like, 1 more monster... Yeah, if they put 1 more monster on the field, I burn them for game. Unless that's a negate. But I think that is more likely the counter-track for Tenyi. Oh, you can just attack multiple times? Can make a second attack during each battle phase, okay. We learn. I guess. I haven't actually had to duel against that card before, so that is genuinely the first time seeing it. Well, we'll get there eventually. Just gotta win enough coin tosses, go first enough times. Surely. We got through 2 today without little difficulty, so why should 1 be any worse, you know? That's 42 and 15. Okay, so we can get the field spell. Yeah, I mean, this basically is just set up for Generator, so let's do that. Search us the Forbidden card. Lets us know they have Ash and or Imperm. They're using Max C. They do not know how this card works. I could not, even if I wanted to. We can attempt Field Spell, I guess. Yeah. They are letting it resolve. Now, of course, they've already drawn their card for turn, so I'm waiting for them to add it again. But, I'm okay with that. Big Blurry, that's fine. Here's Lopter. The generator was special summoned on their turn. That was their normal summon. Which means I think we just, like, do this. And probably just half. I think Ha's better, because we haven't used the first effect of this one yet. So yeah, there's the link one for Requiem. That's fine. And yeah, what if we just said no right here? We still have a monster negate. As long as it's on field. Place it in your continuous spell zone. Yeah, that's fine. This adds, doesn't it? Yeah, so they get to add, which then triggers boss stage. Which gives us... what do we want to get? So... yeah, Chainlink 1 to play around Ash Blossom, Chainlink 2. They have valid targets, so they're sending something to the grave. Sending Chaos Hunter. Yeah, I think it's just Utgarda. We let them pay the life points. And we let them resolve it. There's Wedgie Temple. Now we do this. And we banish this because it's a 6. There's Wedgie Temple. Okay. You can't summon this, and this. Attack the fire monster from your graveyard. You don't have one. That's Doom Dragon, though. What if no? Just saying. You can only clear the Lopter... no, they can clear both now. But we can just relinquish Anima for one of them. Which I feel is a pretty decent trade. Also a non-zero amount of the time in this case. They normally go into something like SP or Verte. Or just like Close Moon. They are in fact link summoning. There's SP. What are you banishing? That's just like the wrong card, like all the time. Okay, damn, you took out Lopter. Until the end phase. And then I get to draw one card and keep the card because there are no more link monsters on the field. SP returns Lopter. I think I just put him in attack position. We don't activate the Bestial. Lancia. You know, I don't think Lancia is going to be relevant. So, yeah, we put this in attack position. We could tribute summon something. Oh, actually, yeah, we just do this. 100%. Did we put a link in the grave? We didn't. Okay. Because this is just game. Anyway, battle phase, 800 over, and 4k to the face. Well, sometimes you're just better. Sometimes you just have better cards. You're allowed to go first. They misunderstand. The thing is, if they had held the Max C, they would be in a much stronger position. They literally just blew it. First chance they got. And this is a constructed deck. They just didn't know what to do with it. They had 2 monsters on field. They could have gone for just generally a Link 2. Yeah, they shot it. They had Doom Dragon, Seng Engine. Is the extra deck so tight you're not even on Zombie Vampire? I guess it is. Would you not rather Zombie Vampire over this, or just like a rank 8 in general? Anyway, I think, yeah, we definitely deserve that, so nice. 4 legacy tickets, don't mind if I do. And we got those all from that duel, actually. Right, let's see what we got. We got a second copy of Caligo Claw Crow. This is a neat extender. Just another Planet Squash. This is kind of Denko Sekka, but trapped again. I think that's our second copy of it. That's terrible. That's funny, but also bad. That's fine. But it needs to be destroyed by battle specifically. And none of the rest of those are playable. It's our first Sanguine Swamp, okay. And we got 1 whole Master Pack. Deserved for the win. Let's see. Dujin card. Another Dawn of the Herald. Another Trojan Gladiator Beast. Tri-Brigade Revolt. I mean, if we're going to play them at any time, we need this. Like, that's a really good card to have. Parthian Shot. Seal Swarm Cell, and Orichalc. None of those are particularly relevant. Right. Let's go back to the duel screen, but if you guys just give me 1 second, I will be right back. And we are in fact right back. Okay, I think we just get on with the next duel. None of those cards particularly change anything up this minute. Maybe eventually down the line, but I think that really isn't eventually. And we gotta go first. our win rate with this deck is definitely proportional to how often we can go first. Some of the other decks it matters a little bit less, like the ones where we just make deck and kaijus. But this is definitely one of the ones where we kind of need to see what we're drawing going first. This is a rather bad hand. Torrential is like a great card, but you know, we're going to run into this problem every so often where we draw the generator monsters instead of the field spell. Or Metaverse. Ah. Set Wars. Am I against Labyrinth by any chance? Tenpai. What do we do? We torrential them in the battle phase, right? I think that's how this goes. Yeah, no, there's no point in doing that. Right, so they get special summon here, I believe. The last thing to happen was them summoning. Am I dumb? Is Torrential not going to work for me? You see, you activate those in sequence, so the last thing should be a summon. Why is the last thing not a summon? Oh wait, no, it'd be here, wouldn't it? Yeah. Torrential. I could have done Chainlink 1 Mad Hacker, Chainlink 2 Torrential. The thing is, they've used Genroku already. They can Synchro Summon, it's not actually going to do anything. They've only declared the one attack. They can only declare one more attack. Yeah, Synchro 7. There's Bident, but it really just doesn't matter. And you get Genroku. Because you targeted, so you have to special summon the Genroku. And for good measure, we'll just do this. Take the 1,000. Well, you know, if you weren't gonna... I mean, I'm okay with that. They're not gonna shame scoop. Sad. Forbidden Chalice. You know, that'd be very funny. You know what? Yeah, battle phase. Just straight go to battle phase. This is at 1, isn't it? Yep, that's at 1. You're at... Nope, you're 3. You're at 1. And the field spell. Well, take 1,000. Imperm. I don't think they know what this guy does. The field spell's at 1. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, I don't think they quite know what this guy does. It's specifically during the end phase. And, yeah, like, I'm okay with it. Do we bother with swords? I think we're just fine. We leave it, because if they, you know, could get something that does anything, we just Chalice. And then we save swords for the next turn, just book whatever they have, it cannot change its battle position. Pray tell, what bash? This is at 2, isn't it? Yeah. Only in Master Duel is it at 2, though, that's the thing. TCG, it's 1. There's Blaster. Add a Fire Dragon from deck to hand. Go for it. I'm just going to negate its effects, Book of Moon it. Guess if they add Genroku, then I can't do anything against that, but they added Hydra. I can do something against Hydra. And because it's the main phase and you don't have the field spell, I will rather just take the damage. Imperm. Again, I don't think they quite know what Mad Hacker does. I think they are getting frustrated. They are having to use brain cells and they're not accustomed to it. Why is the click button win strategy not working? Link 1. Is it Blue Eyes? Striker Dragon. Okay. They're not even adding the field spell. They just didn't want to leave themselves with a monster. I'm so confused. Numeron players evolved into Tenpai play. Is that an evolution? Is that really an evolution? I guess it is. Numeron was a lot more click button. Activate field spell and win the game, right? Now, they do have plenty of draws that do just outright kill me. Do we bother with the face down? I don't think we do. They've got... I mean... Okay, no, what I meant was the face down spell trap. We 100%, now that they've got a card on the field, we keep it there kind of deal. We'll just draw a good card next turn. Lopter, Inspector Border, Condemned Witch, Abystial? Oh, they haven't, I don't think. No, they put Striker Dragon in the graveyard, so yeah, Abystial would do it. But anyway, they get Blaster back. Oh yeah, of course the Kashtira's would work. I don't think they understand they can't flip up their monster. They're reading swords right now, aren't they? Special summon this, yeah, by banishing 2. They're not getting these back, that's the other thing. So I'm pretty happy with this. Strike, okay, I can't get a Bestial to do it now. No, I can. I just have to banish from my own graveyard. They've just negated their own blaster. Oh man, they click in buttons. You know, it was a very good thing we didn't use this Holy Objects. This is a funny duel. Do you think they give up? Oh no. Metaion, that is in fact a monster card. It is not what I want though. I think we hold Metaion, right? They have 2 more of this, 2 more of this, and they have a field spell. They have a good couple of ways to get started. But if they activate the field spell, we can just... Yeah, so the field spell's not a consideration. But they have like 4 monsters which solo. Special summon this card. And they're banishing the fire dragons from the grave. What are you getting rid of? There's another... Oh no, they banished Ash from hand. And there's Max. They really are clicking buttons. Do you think they just quit after I resolve the Time Lord? Probably not, right? No, that's fine. You've got 4 Fire Dragons in grave, none on field for my knowledge, none in hand, I guess. Effect Veiler. Are you going to Synchro Summon for 8? You don't have a Link in the graveyard, so it's not Savage. Just normal summon Veiler. They can only get 2 attacks in. That doesn't trigger this thing. It needs 3 or more. And you don't have a way to get anything else out. That's it. That's the turn. I mean, this dies. We have Metaion. I think we just summon Metaion and use it. They're making a Link too. Heater. I don't have a fire in grave. You've just put... You... They've just put him in the grave again. Oh dear. I was going to give them a hand trap back in hand as well. Yeah, we resolve this. That's normal summon. Let's activate Kushtira Birth just to scare them. And just go battle phase. We'll hit the face up monster, we won't even see what the face down is. And we end the turn. These both return to the hand, and he takes 600. And we have a Time Lord on the field. And if we get Destrudo next turn, we could normal summon Destrudo. It's a terrible play, but we could do it. We could also normal summon Phantasme. That's a less terrible play, that still works. Ash from hand. Okay, so now they can't even use the Synchro from grave. No, I quite like how this is going. They have got 3 Tenpai names in grave. They have not drawn a single card that helps them out in any way, shape. This is just going back to its hand. Surely he knows this. If he attacks this, he takes 300 damage. That's what the effect is. Take 300, please. You know, I could draw a different Time Lord next turn. Clockwork Knight. You know, that's also pretty good, actually. Like, that's really funny. It doesn't help me out. But it does stop them from doing anything. No dragons. Only machines. It also keeps me alive. Oh, good. I would love to draw a decent card. I've got 34 cards in deck. There are a good chunk that do this. Like, what do we need? Field spell. So, okay. It's... Oh, he's a monster effect to summon. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11, like a third of my deck does it. Like any third of my deck and I'm okay. You know, that'll do it. Oh. I'm just gonna prolong this suffering. Damn, they get to negate my effects until the end of the turn. Shame. I'll just end my turn. Oh, and it goes back to the hand. If they want to keep it out, they're just going to have to keep banishing all their shit. Do they... They have nothing left. They have this guy. Maybe something in hand. Okay, but are they going to battle me? What do you think? They're going to get to the field spell. I'm going to activate MST. They're going to quit. But let's let them activate it. They could have a baby dragon ruler. Well, there's Blaster. They can just hard make the other one. But my effects aren't negated. This thing can just quick effect synchro. They can get 3 attacks in, but that thing's long gone. They've got no fire dragons. Yeah, I think if like... Well, here's the thing. They do actually just synchro 10 here. Like, if they're smart. Oh. They are not smart. Do we return the Blaster or the tail? The Hydra doesn't kill me instantly. Boss stage. How many ashes did they have banished? 2. If they top deck Blaster, it literally doesn't matter. Right. Do you think they have an Ash left in hand? Okay. This might just be good enough, you know? It was all a bait. It was all a bait. I just needed to get my boy Unedited on the field. You got enough space. Better make note of this. Yeah. What are they banishing, you reckon? It's got to be the Blaster. Blaster adds except Blaster, right? No, it can add Blaster. But they don't have enough cards to banish. What did they banish? Magnuma. If nothing else, this is just comically, hilariously bad. There's a reason they were banned over a decade. Well, they probably could have been unbanned a lot sooner. You know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? We will just set this card. You have no targets. Oh, it's not even that one anyway. They have, what, this turn? Just want it on so we definitely don't miss the lock to trigger. And that's the game. Do we do it? No. We just have damage. Do you think that's it? And locked up the game? Oh, that took way too long. It was also hilarious that they just couldn't do anything. 21 turns. Tenpai indeed is no longer a deck I like facing, but like it's also I don't know. Oh right, they couldn't have done that. But they could have made Baron. Like if they just made Baron, they won. They're just an idiot. That's all there is to it. You just use this, summon this, pop the thing that's giving you a problem. They didn't. No, they didn't. They were only on the one Fadra, so that was out. They had run out of copies of Hydra. That's limited anyway. They literally had no more Tenpai cards in the deck. They lost because they didn't summon Baron de Fleur. They didn't take me seriously. I was not locked in that duel with them. Anyway, surely we get something as a very good reward for causing suffering to Tenpai. Surely. Something. Anything. To be fair, like, Fist of the Unrivaled 10 years, just good to have more copies of it. This is fine, but pretty much for some more, and none of the rest of this we were even playing anyway. More fusion cards we can't use. Oh well. It is a fusion card, we have it for next, you know, we have it for some point when we can use it. I think we probably do get the dual pass. Just, it gives a couple extra gems, doesn't it? And I kind of burn through those it gives by that. Well, is there any... I need to look at the rewards from the dual pass and actually account the gems for it, really. Yeah, we're going first. Yeah, we don't really have Lunar Lights. I don't think we really have, like, Lunar Light fusions. It gives us 700. Well... Oh, it just gives us 700. It pays for itself. In that case, it's not actually worth me getting it. I won the coin toss and they disconnected. Excuse you. Rude of them. Yeah, it's not worth us picking up the dual pass simply for the fact that we don't need the dust.
Walking downstairs while ramming a cotton bud in your ear. There.
Ooh. Field spell.
I don't want to open it. What should I put?
Unless you want the shiny cosmetic when you finish.
Click
on the white space.
What, this white space?
Yes, get rid of it. Right click on the...
We try this now.
Yeah, right click on that. Click properties.
It works.
There should be a name.
Again, it works. And yeah, the cosmetics are nice, but like, we don't need them. We definitely just get Ha. We have an Omni Negate, possibly a Monster Send, and we can tag into a Banish or something like that.
Is this supposed to be a document or a picture?
It's documents that my cousin has sent me in an email.
No, that's...
44 cards. They are taking their time to think and read. They're really taking their time. I don't see them interacting with the mate or anything, so I think, unless they're clicking on my one. Piercing the darkness, yeah, that's fine. And if that's the card you're playing, I'm suspecting Dark Magician.
This is the one I've just downloaded. These here.
That's Blue Eyes.
So if I go to that, you just...
The back's new one she sent me. The back's new one.
We want Good Garden.
Preview list. This is cool.
Expedition,
That's
that's fine.
You can just look at that.
Okay, so for the
They get a
you
draw.
already have, go back to File Explorer.
They now send a
Sorry, this
monster.
thing.
Yeah, the other one. And double click.
This one.
Yeah.
Left click.
Yeah. So, try notepad.
This one.
Yeah. Does that mean you can see?
No.
Oh, I think I know what it's saying. Okay. Basically, you don't need that.
They're very confused by this effect.
And like, so delete this file. Left click once, right click once. Just delete. Right. And then this one is a copy of something she sent me in your email. So if you go back to your emails. There should be a box here. You see where it says navigable. Just click on that. Then click on File Explorer. Left click on it. Right click. Extract all. And then click extract.
Click extract.
Yes, click extract. So
No, I should
That
just be able
deals
to
with
open
it.
them then.
yeah.
In Word. I would never be able to do that without you, thank you.
Go back to File Explorer on there.
Sorry, this one.
Yeah, and up here. Right, right click on this one. You can delete that now.
Can I?
Yes, you can. Right click. Delete. And then left click on that. And then right click on it. You can delete that as well. Yeah. So it should, whatever she sent you in that newest email should be in that folder.
But I'm just open them over here.
Yeah, but it's stored in that folder.
All we're doing is getting fodder just in case of Mirror Force or something like that, because I foresee that being a possibility. We have fodder for Mirror Force, or, you know, something that Ha needs to negate. Skill drain. That's okay. Unless that is Mirror Force, you just lose. There we go. That's all it takes, apparently. He says having an uninterrupted setup of probably the best hand he could ask for. Very close to it, anyway. Again, this is someone who doesn't really seem to be on, like, the new stuff as much. Like, they use this, but yeah, they didn't see Maiden, they didn't link into this, they didn't get this, they didn't see this, they just used this. I guess we can beat Blue Eyes without siding, you know, Floodgate. Siding, maining. I guess it's not always going to be reliable, and we do kind of have to go first and get a decent hand. That's not terrible. If this card in the graveyard is banished face up to activate an effect or buy an effect. Karibo, that's neat. Barnacle is fun. As, like, direct attack, that's kind of cool. Cyber support. And the rest of those aren't particularly important. That is our second flying fish if we, for some reason, need a level 4 wind normal for Rescue Rabbit. Or if for some reason the type is important. That was just the legacy tickets. I have a master pack. One pack, see if we unlock anything particularly fancy. One. Second copy of Rock. Another Malefic card, which is completely unnecessary, as was the first one. Ooh, that's not a good opening. That was, essentially completely useless. So, let's have a look at the next one. We only need to win one more to get into Platinum, and that puts us in a decent position for the month. Is this the same person? Did I just duel this person? This profile, yes. Like, or at least the profile picture, the mate. As far as the hand goes, this is a Synchro... probably a Synchro 8. And Anima. Or just, you know, Mation. You don't know how this works, do you? Or you're just clicking buttons for the sake of it. This is not a Synchro 8. I don't know what Madolche's interruptions are. So I have a Spell Trap Negate. Okay, they have a regular negate. And then they have whatever the monsters do. Which we're looking at the Xyz. That's not a quick effect. Quick effect. Once per turn, while... Nope. Okay, so if they can get onto Tiara Freeze, then we're kind of done. And they have just searchable spell traps, which are kind of a little bit awkward for us to deal with. I think they're going off uninterrupted and we can't win, but I'm gonna play this out because I'm not completely sure. In the slightest. If another Dolce and a Dolce monster. they just add the Fuelos back? They added Fuelos back. Is that good enough reason to play the deck? It's alright. And... okay, I don't know what they were doing in the first place because I don't know the Dolce. So... yes? Alright. We take those. I assume it's just constructed. Yeah, this probably is just constructed. I don't know what the deck looks like. I don't know really why I'm looking at it. Okay, we only got the one legacy ticket, but we now open another master pack in very quick succession to the last one. Then we're back in platinum again. That's all it took. That, I think, is the third Flucis, which is pretty good. As for the rest of these... that's not a bad card to get duplicates of. Yeah, especially because this is just the generic add one. And Sanctuary in the Sky. It is unfortunate that the pack is entirely duplicates, but as far as the individual quality goes, I think it's fine. I guess while we're here, how are we doing on the proficiency? Not great, I imagine. 19. We're getting there. It's taking some time, but we're getting there. And... yeah, right, just before we continue again, apologies, but I do have to nip to the loo. It's hot, you gotta drink your fluids, and they gotta go somewhere. So, be right back. And once again, we return. Is that disappearing? Yes, there we go. Cool. So yeah, no, that is in fact the third one. How are we doing on super heavy pulls? Like, we're doing okay for the main deck, and the extra deck only has the 2 still. That's the issue. Like, there's one more we're realistically likely to get in the extra. But what we're really missing from the main is kind of Soul Piercer. Anything else? I don't really think so. We have ways to... oh wait, no. No, that doesn't recycle. Do any of these recycle? He does. I guess that's our recycling capability. Anyway. Ignore that. That's not what is. This is what is. Platinum 5. Again. They have no titles. That scares me a little. That 5 no titles feels like someone who just picked up the game for like one of the new archetypes being released or something like that. Never mind, we try again. And that also scares me, because that's just a wall of titles. Yeah, we're going second, as is probably expected. As far as the go second hands go, I like it. We got 55-15. You alright?
It's alright.
It's fine. You don't have to apologise. You also don't have to move out of the room if you don't want to.
Wait, there's a...
That's fair. Cook Turbo. And this can't be destroyed by battle, right? Yep. What can we do here? It's Exodia base. Well, we can do something. We can put them on a clock. Droll. If it's Droll, that would be funny. Yeah, this is just unaffected, so who cares? That's not what I need. I just need to synchro summon. I don't even need it to have, like, an effect. It just needs to exist. Oh, it got the stat increase. No. No, it got the stat increase. I've misused that. Oh well. Do we have other routes? Torrential, Crackdown, Tikaboo. You know, we might not actually have other routes. I think we squandered it. Unless we loop Raffion. Or... no, it's just unaffected. Oh, Kaiju. Does Crackdown not out it? No, because it's unaffected. Oh, I can Kaiju my own Boral. What can I do here? I can make a Link 3. I can dig through my deck, really. I think that's what I can do. We're not actually leaving this on the field for the end phase, so I think we're fine. Does any of the extra deck out it? We were aiming to do Piercing. We want to get rid of the Savage. Yeah, we just completely misused. It needed to be for a 9 or higher. Did we really have access to that, though? Could we have done that? What did I need? To get, like, a generator on the field, I guess. What can we do here? I feel that I have to tribute one of the... yeah, this is fine. We set this, we call it a turn. I can... so we resolve this. We're going to get a Bestial, I think. Yeah, we get a Bestial because we can get rid of, like... I think that makes sense. Tribute monster, yeah. Their win condition is currently burn. Our win condition is... exactly Raffion. I think it's also burn. This card is unaffected by other cards' effects, but this is, like, just also unaffected. Lava Golem? Lava Golem... neat. I'm just gonna sit on this for, like, ever. I can negate my own Lava Golem. We might as well get rid of this. I don't know. We're gonna be here for a long time. Phantasme. So we're just going to do this. I will not take the 1000. What else can I do? I can start banishing their deck. Very slowly. I don't think it puts them on any quicker a clock. Santa Claus and left arm. I think we actually have to banish the Santa Claus. They get to use left arm, but I'm not sure what they're using it for. And we only need to banish the top two, because that's literally all that matters. Sure. What's the one spell card? Chicken game or something? I don't know. Final countdown. 45, 33... I don't think I can burn them in time. Yeah, I lost my one out. You can banish all others. I'm just trying to think if there's, like, actually anything I'm overlooking here. I don't think there is. Does Crackdown not? I know I've already looked at that. We just get rid of the Lava Ball and it doesn't. No, I don't. I think we lost our L. We needed to get to a Synchro Monster made with the level 9 or higher. Made with Oro. If we managed that, we could have done it. As long as they didn't kaiju it, but that was their first action, and it's just Exodia stall. You cannot, like, the thing is, they have to control another guy. I don't have any way to give them control of something, because this guy is unaffected while they control no other cards. The only time they controlled another card was to activate left arm, and to... Oh, there's the left arm. For a moment I didn't see it in the deck list, and to activate Final Countdown. Versus... what could we have done? We could have held the Forbidden Chalice, but then its effects are only negated for the turn. Its effects are only negated for the turn, and it would have been for that exact scenario. What else did we have? Not much. What would we have needed to have on the field? Like, Udgarda plus fodder, really. We needed to, like, have Chalice plus a very specific setup. Which we... Okay, maybe we could have got to it, but it would have been such a grind. I think it's a lot easier to quit out and just say they have it. Yeah, we had... But we have 2 Chalice. So we did still technically have an out. But it's the power of hindsight. Because... you kind of get into your head that it's unaffected, can't be destroyed by battle, and then you forget that there is an actual out. You just need to, like, have them control another card, which they did. It was the spell, but I need to... No, it just doesn't work. I need to get to that spell while... I need to get to that setup before they activate that one spell card, because after that they just kind of win the duel and do nothing else. That's funny. But what if Loctor was a fire? I'm just saying. Granted, literally next turn they just normal summon the second barrier statue. But I think I'm actually, like, okay with going against this. We have Olinoids. Yeah, we have Olinoids, we have Cosmic. Concealing Light. What are they thinking about? It's the end of their turn. Okay, there we go. I can special summon greater, I just can't special summon less. 1,000 or less, right? 1,000 or less. So, yeah, we do this. Now, monsters I control lose that, so yeah, this is still pretty low. But it does get us into, what's his face? Lopter. And we can put Metaverse on the field just in case they would add a card, like if they're going to search for anything. Granted, we can't special summon the tokens, but we can special summon Lopter if they don't normal summon a different barrier statue. They normal summon a different barrier statue. Alright. Smashing Ground. That's ever so slightly annoying, actually. On the other hand, they're top decking. And if we get to a normal summon, we're good. Can't special summon the Fenrir or the Ogre, but if we get to a normal summon, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 normal summons. It's nearly a third of the deck. That is one of them. That will genuinely do it, because we just need to set this. We can't use its effect for the counter, but we can just use it as tribute fodder for Magma. Either that, or we would have to negate exactly this one. That's fine, I'm not special summoning. I'm going to tribute summon in a minute. Again, that's... Also, this is a flip summon, so that doesn't trigger Wanghu. It's also Marshmallow on, so all I need to do is get Magma off the field, Magma on the field, and hit... It's lowered by 6, boosted by 5, so that's fine. That's fine. That too is fine. So we tribute and beat the barrier statue. Specifically the water one. And then we can deal with Wanghu, and then we don't care. Oh, we can get this thing. Is it in defense position? It's in defense position. I think we just get this anyway. They can attack it, it puts it in the graveyard, but like, then we can just get it back out with Valor later. It's also more bodies on the field. Anyway, there goes, yeah, there goes that one barrier statue again. I think they haven't encountered this anti-synergy before. They are going to in fact attack Naglfar. No. No, they're giving up. Well, I'll take that as well. Let's not delay it. There we go. All there is to it. Oops, our activated spell count by a bit. I forgot to like turn the chain on so we could actually activate our chalice. And that's our first win in Platinum for this this season. And we have enough legacy tickets to open. Right. These guys surely won't let us down. Link Party. Instant failure. Fake explosion. That's awful. No. It's, like, this is fine, but it's a tribute monster. It doesn't go up fast enough. Now we've got Ocean's Keeper and Gladiator's Return, yeah. None of those, unfortunately. Nope. Maybe, but I think, again, that would require me being completely knowledgeable. We're slowly getting these spirit messages. I think we're still missing the actual trap card in the first place, though. Azamina. It requires us to have Sinful Spoils cards. I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any of the cards that Fusion Summon and Azamina. If we did, this would be just played, because it's just a 500 attack defense drop. And it then adds a Sinful Spoils, which is what you need to summon it. That's neat. It is reciprocal. Completely reciprocal. Send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard to summon a token. It's interesting. And I think, like, works well in a dragon deck, but I don't know what we do with it right now. That's a second one, that's a second one. If you control a bestial tribute during the end phase. Okay. But the problem is, it gets rid of our bodies. We actually like them on board a lot more than we do using them as removal. It's a once per face up negate attack, no thank you. Another volcanic, moon dance ritual. I don't think we can reliably do this. And then a Dirac monster and Maiden with Eyes of Blue. This is the older Maiden. The rank 4 isn't the worst, but we already have one anyway and we're not playing it. The reason you'd play it is to make Zeus, really. We don't have Zeus. I don't know if that's much of a surprise to you, but we don't have the big boy himself. What we do have is a determination to get back into the next duel and make the best of this. We still have, like, a good hour. A good hour of potential wins in Platinum. Couple titles. We get to choose. Always first. And as far as the setups go, I quite like that, actually. Activate boss stage. Normal summon. They didn't toggle on for it. And if they have Ash Blossom, they probably want to save it for boss stage, so yeah, this is a pretty safe play, actually. And then we get Lopter back. Set 1. Set 2. They don't need to know it's the same card. They're on 43-14. Anyway. Yeah, we just get our Omni Negate, and then we get to choose whether we want a Solemn-like or whether we want a Targeting Banish. Or whether we want protection for our Torrential Tribute. That's another thing. Main one. What do? I really do not like that. I'm going to add a Primite. They're going to have to send a monster. If they're playing Primite, I suspect Blue Eyes, and I'd rather have a Solemn. If They can drill beam, but the thing is, Harken negate the drill beam. It's expensive, but it'll do it. And if we were to do that, we tribute the token and we tribute Valor. They're adding Howl. Okay, we make them send a monster, because they obviously have one in hand. How many do you think they have in hand? Because they don't have Ash Blossom in hand, they would have used it. They probably have Ether Barrel. No, that's Gearfried. I mean, maybe they do still have Ether Barrel. Declare a normal name. Red Eyes Black Dragon. I don't want to let them have that. They added Howl though. Then if you control no monsters, so they're gonna get to it. And they can use both effects in the same turn. So I guess it is just like Red Eyes Black Dragon feat good cards. Change to attack position. What do we have? Right, we have Dyson Sphere, 9 lives, and Virtual World. 9 lives. That's actually kind of interesting. Hold on. I think we want to do that. It's a little risky, but I think we want to do it. So we do this. Nope. They're reading. They're determining. One of those is Howl. There's Howl. During your opponent's turn, you banish this target normal. Take control of one monster with higher. Okay, so they're not going to take control. Also, it does... No. Okay, it targets one monster they control. That's fine. That's okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to detach the heart. And we're going to bring this out. I don't want a normal monster in your graveyard, spec it. Okay, that's not relevant to us. And then we get to do this. The thing is, this allows it every turn, so we could actually just negate the Howl. Yeah, that's okay. If they want to use Howl here, that's fine. I'll just negate it. And probably get into the Naglfar. I think Naglfar. Right, so yeah, we do this now. Tribute Self, Tribute Valor. And then we tribute you as well. I could have also Book of Moon to stop this, but I think we just rather do this. Put it in the graveyard first. 700. No battle damage, of course. Can't one of those players take the damage. That's okay. Let's see. If a card you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy a generator or a beast warrior you control instead. Right, what do we want? We want this one. Get tokens. Right, we have fodder for a targeted banish. They have an unknown face down. And that's okay, yeah. Red Eyes, unfortunately, is not the best deck, and, well, I guess I'd rather they didn't remain, like, a super great deck, because, of course, if they do, then Dragoon becomes more popular. But, they're not even on Dragoon. But yeah, this is pure Red Eyes. It would be better if they had more of the Primite stuff. Like, if they had Ether Barrel, if they had more Lordly Load. They still had the one Drill Beam, so we did have to watch out for that, but they were playing all of them. I like that. I like people trying to make Red Eyes cool. Anyway, with that, we get another couple of Master Packs. I feel like the Generator deck might be the best one we have. It feels a bit high rolly, but on the other hand, when it goes off, it does just kind of almost win the games on the spot because it's still Generator. And that's pretty much just Fluendaries specifically. That's neat, though. It's a level 8 special summon. It only needs a light or dark in our graveyard. But it is still a level 8 that we have to banish a card from our graveyard for, which we'd probably rather use or banish for a Bestial. Libro. I think we have some Libromancer stuff. Okay, another White Princess. That's a decent Ragnarika card, actually. It's the one that allows you to start climbing. As long as we have a Ragnarika regular monster, this is basically a Link 3. But it does lock us into... Yeah. Yeah, it does lock us. Another Gyroid, Telemathmech, and Periton. Yeah, sure. I think Jungle Dweller, maybe the Ragnarika are the most relevant pulls there. And we get one more because we're in Platinum. Joy of Joys. Okay, another Ice Barrier. Another Rose card support. Evil Twin card. We don't have any of those. Dragon Jin. That's Fire King support. Spectral Summon 3 from hand, deck, and grave. Effects are negated, destroy during the end phase. Banish this from your graveyard. This turn your opponent cannot activate effects. It's a good card, but we don't have really enough cards surrounding. I feel like, if I'm right, we probably have enough to pull this off once. Excuse me, at best. Unless it sets up Hazy Flame, that's the other thing it might do. Because it does just say Fire Tri-type. So let's have a quick check of the Fire King stuff we have, because I'm pretty sure it's nothing. Okay, we have enough stuff. There's a Winged Beast, there's a Beast, and there's Beast Warriors. So we could definitely resolve it. Fire King. Yeah. Fair enough. He is a Fire King. But what would that give us? It would give us like a rank 4? Nothing great. And what about the Hazy Flame by contrast? Pyro? Oh, these all Pyro. No, there we go. Beast, Winged Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast, Dinosaur. Okay, so we would need specifically Cerberus. And then we have the lineup. We have 1, 2, and 3. But we could still only resolve it once, and it gets us out to Basiltris with 3 materials. If we activate it on our own turn, which requires the opponent not doing anything, not ashing it, and us not... oh no, it requires... Yeah, no, it's just way too situational, it's not happening. They don't ash us. One of them is in hand, one of them is in graveyard. So we've got to have already started to use them during the duel. I don't like it. They don't like going second for some reason. I'll take going first. It's what we want to do. As far as going first hands go. I mean, we just summon Border and pass, right? They have to out it, most likely. And if they can't, then that's their tough luck. And they have something to activate, which means Spell Trap. No, it means Trap. It means exactly Imperm. Because from the moment he hits the field, you can't use a monster effect. So that means it's not Veiler, it's not the Ghost Mourner, it's not Maxi or the Charmies, it is just Imperm. Yeah. Unfortunate, but you do have to just kind of like run it out. Like, I don't think anything else we did would be as good. They can't special summon except for lights, but that's fine for them because they are just on Galaxy Eyes. Yeah, the only other thing we could have done is Special Ogre, set V-Jump, maybe activate the Sword of Concealing just to up the spell count. But that's literally it, and that gets them into the rank 4. Oh, it special summons Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon. Yeah, that's fair. How hard do you reckon they combo off? That's the other thing, because we aren't just necessarily dead. We do still have swords. This is still a 2k beat stick. And so far they have committed their normal, but they haven't committed any of the other cards in their hand, so... Set one. Okay, that might be it. They have a 2100 and a 2500. We have a 28. We have a 1 Marshmallow. This is during the battle step. That's... I feel we can attack this face down. We probably don't want to. We want to clear the other one, I think. But I feel like we can. It makes a 9. Not that we need it. And it's not particularly beneficial yet. We're much better off just, like, special set. Alright. Go for it. Special. What are you thinking? Yeah, we set and just go battle phase. We get a hit for 800, and we get to check the top 5 from their deck. Imperm. No, we don't. Double Imperm, the attack donker. I guess they had to be bricked on something, right? Now I guess take the 800. If we had normal summoned this, we could have done a Synchro for 10, which gets into either the Black Rose or the Time Lord Progenitor, but we know that from previous experience that the Time Lord does not do it versus Galaxy Eyes. However, they might not have much in the tank right now. Yeah, I think they don't trigger the Ogre. As far as I know, right? Like, if they were to use the effect, which they won't. Yeah. What can we do? Har does not do a lot for me. We kind of have to hope they attack into V-Jam. Even then, that doesn't do anything, because it just stops this from attacking. Like, they have ways to use it as material, and that's the problem. What have they seen from me? Bordering Kashira Ogre. Yeah, they just attack. They're not going to do the banish thing. Okay, so we get to safeguard ourselves from this ever attacking again. Until they use it as material. Which probably won't be too long. You can only draw so many bricks. As much as Galaxy Eyes is renowned for being bricky. Although that's kind of... Oh, no. Yeah, we just synchro 12. I would have thought it was a Fua loss or something. I'm not sure what they have, but I don't particularly mind. Well, it's not imperm, apparently. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. Are they just going to try this infinitely? Is it not a once per turn? It's not a once per turn. They're going to run out of time eventually, or be unable to activate it. I quite like having the seed in the back row, because back row removal is a lot less common than monster removal. End phase. So if I can put on 22, I win. Or if I can, you know, just threaten the end of the game on the next turn. I think that'd also do it. Photon... No, it's not even Photon Jumper. They would have thrown that down without a second thought. They could have Ash Blossom in hand, but I'm fine with them ashing the field spell. I'd rather they didn't, but you gotta be a realist. It was the card they drew for turn. Okay. If that's the card they drew for turn, then they still don't have anything. Because they didn't do anything last turn. So they might set a monster this turn at the peak of their power. Otherwise, it's just the end of the game. It is, in fact, just the end of the game. 3 generators in hand. But still, we found boss stage before the other half of the generators, so give and take. I really don't know what they're thinking of. They might have Bestials in hand. That's the only thing I can think of, unless it's like Imperm, Vela. Vela requires me to do something. Imperm doesn't. Charmy? C? I don't know. Maybe they just like the toggle on. Game. I am very confused at what they could have had. Two tickets. Let's have a quick look at the deck. So it wouldn't be this, because it wouldn't be Droll. I think the only thing that could have been live like every single time is the last Imperm. weird. Anyway. That is another win. That means... apparently we get legacy tickets this time. Right, open them up, see what we got. Spell card negate. Okay. Crash book, which is immediately where you stop reading. Telesupport, not terrible. DDs. We don't have enough. That's our third copy, I think, actually. And that's an Xyz, yeah. Alright, on to the bit that matters more, the Master Pack. We could have so many things. It could even be a shiny card. We'll start with this one. Okay, OG Gate Guardian. Another Phantasos. Another Retro. Another... That's a first. That is just a, counter trap. It would negate... what would it negate? Lurie, hand traps... I don't know what else. Chaos Sork for the Chaos deck. That's pretty cool. It's also a 6, which really helps out to pair alongside the Bestials. Right. Another 8 cards. The duplicates aren't particularly stunning, but maybe we can get more non-duplicates, maybe. Zoba. That's a pretty decent trap monster, actually. That just goes in the burn deck. Another Sadion? Oh no, I was hoping it was the other one, Sapphire. That's another Chakanine. So there's nothing that stops me going like Chakanine to another Chakanine. I've just noticed. Which isn't the best strategy in the world. It will eat up the extra deck, but it doesn't look like there's anything that, stops me from doing it. It is a normal summon targeting Send, but it is a Send, I guess. That's Salamangreat support. Right. Some interesting stuff. Probably not quite enough, though. Just curious about the Zodiac stuff we got, though. So, we've got exactly 1 and 2. Once per turn. So, you see, this is like, it's a once per turn, but it's not like you can only summon this card this way once per turn. I'm not sure how that works. Not that it matters, because we need more of like the other names. As it is, we have like main deck monsters, but we don't have like extra deck monsters, which is what matters. At least it matters a little more. Right, next. And... ooh, just stubbed my toe. Possibly get a rank up. Imagine that. We're going second. As I said, imagine. Right, what's the hand like? It is... I mean, it's passable. Anima, or Chalice, Yazi, and it's Malice. I'm not sure how strong their established board is. I genuinely don't know. I also don't know if they do anything like hand loop you like Mermail do. So we're going to sit here, we're going to watch the combo, because our hand isn't the worst. We've got Crackdown Torrential for, like, the turn 3. I feel like we probably want... what, Condemned Witch pass? because they're not going to point up. Yeah. Probably Condemned Witch pass. Condemned Witch can search for the Chalice. Marginally funny. Anima's a hard once, isn't it? Yep, hard once. Okay. So far they have Appaloosa, which still loses to Torrential and Crackdown both. How'd they make it? Just regularly, it's not indestructible or anything. Link monsters you control gain 3,000. Wow, okay. Your opponent's monsters can only attack with Malice links for attacks. Special summon. Original attack and defensive all effect monster your opponent controls is switched. Dotscaper. So, where's the Malice traps then? Because you obviously want to try and like get all three of them, you know, banished so that you can have like a 4,600 Apo, which would then be 5 monster negates. A 2 negate Apo isn't much to worry about. A 5 negate Apo, that's a little different. Splash Mage. Get back with 3. Have they just not found a way to the traps then? What am I don't know what I'm missing. Okay, it gains 1,000 for the turn, not that you're going to use it. Also, does that work? Will it go back down to 16 or will it go back down to 0? It should go back down to 16. Link 2 or 3. White Binder, okay. A 3 cards in the graveyard's banished them. I have nothing in my graveyard, so it's specifically yours. It's just Dormouse. Set Malice. Okay, so they can get 1 Malice trap banished, I believe. Oh wait, is that? Ah, if specials. Okay, that's why they didn't, like, hold it. They literally can't. It's the on-summon effect. So, trap card, which you can activate by banishing a card, right? Banishing a face-up Malice monster you control. Yeah, but then how do you get the traps banished? Do something this back on the next turn. Because currently that's just going to stay in the grave. Do you not want co-link? Is that not something you want? I would have thought it is. Link 3 again. Quick effect, I want your banish mouse. Okay. I think we're going to be here for some time. I'm also not entirely certain that they won't just end on, what is it? Super Factorial for Alan Burton. That's Dark Fluid. Okay. So I don't get monster effects during the battle phase. It does go back down to just like 16. you each effect once per turn. Okay. I don't get any battle phase effects. So that's why, so Raffion is just not working. What if I were to search Forbidden Chalice? That terrifies you. Okay, that's fair. The thing is, I'd have to pay half for my Desrudo. Can I target this? I think I can. I don't think I'm missing anything. Discard a special summon, target 3 cards in any graveyards. So they get to banish more stuff. They can put one of the traps banished. I guess that effect of the field spell is not particularly strong. For otherwise they would have banished a trap from grave. P900 special. Man, Raffion is looking real good if I were able to negate this guy. Sure. So now the attack and defense is swapped. Now I can just hit the Apo. Like I can just punch this. Ah. They're just going to banish it. Damn. Crazy. Huh. I get to link someone as a quick effect. Oh, it's you. That's not even a Malice card. It's just Salamangrate support. And Code Talker, I think. Well, what link do you summon? That's Firewall. What do you bounce to your hand? Tiger Monsters. Okay. So, we have Torrential, we have Crackdown. I feel like that's going to do something. If this card is banished... Malice Link monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects if this... Okay, but they have to point to this card specifically. So... Okay, you want to be pointing to, like, all of them. Damn, son. What if I crack down? What if I crack down steal this? Do you wanna banish that? Negate the activation. They're gonna get rid of both of my spell traps. And then, yeah. Neat. From what I've heard, they can also just play through a whole lot of things. Like, if I was going first and actually set up disruptions for them and kind of, like, knew somewhat where to actually put things. Which I don't. That's a whole lot of ifs. But apparently they can also play through quite a lot. I'm not a fan of the fact that they just had, like, a graveyard spell trap negate. That's a quick effect. Lancia. What do you think that this person isn't on Malice? Just as a thought. Yeah, there's Wedgie Temple. Well, they could be on a few things. Are you paying the toll? I don't think we just fire Lancia, do we? Doesn't look like it looks like they're playing like Millennium. They're paying the toll. Inspector Border would give them only one monster effect per turn, because they would just control the fusion, if they get to the fusion. But it's also like my only summon. I have 3 normal summons and a hand trap. They have a surrender button. That's far more powerful. I'm not going to ask what they did wrong. I'm not going to bother looking at the deck. It is Millennium. Let's open the Master Packs, I guess. This is been a surprisingly good stream. Again, we've still got half an hour, and we've actually opened like a really decent number of packs. This is too much effort. The White Stingray is better now that we've got another copy of it. The Rock Scales I don't think really helps. Call by the Grave, but or not Call by the Grave, Call of the Haunted, but for a specific type, so not great. And Assault Beast, we don't really have enough of the Assault Mode stuff. I think we're missing a Psy Reflector, its name is, right? The level 1. And if we're not missing that, we're missing, like, you know, Assault Mode Activate. Right, couple shiny cards. Cyber Angel, who's somehow had TCG censorship. I don't actually know which bit, but... well, I guess it's not that difficult to guess. That's Machine Support. For the rest of this turn, special summon this card. This level becomes that monster. So this is just a... you pulled the Assault Mode Trap, that's neat. So this is just a rank X machine. But we do need to target a machine monster on the field, so we can't just slap it into every deck. Leave our rat, that's... yeah, if we special summon a monster from the opponent, or from the graveyard. I don't think that's really something we're doing that much. Speaking of Millennium, we don't have 5 Forbidden 1 cards, nor the Fusion Monster. UA. If you normal special summon a UA, special this. If this is special, to target 1 or negate. That's not a terrible, like, as far as UAs go, that's great, but we just don't have anything, right? Surely not. Featured cards, right? Yeah. Your cards. Right, we have Player Manager and Perfect Ace, so I think it's also pretty good, actually. Discard, negate, destroy. Yeah, those are both pretty decent. But that's a level 6, that's a level 7. Yeah, the level 4... the level 4s are both SR. We have the field spell, so we do. That's not helping us out either. You aim man of the match. No, that needs one of them to battle. If you control, that's equip only 2. Returning. Nope. I know we don't have these, I'm just, you know, looking. Yeah, so even if we had more UA cards, I think, we would need specifically the super rare level 4s, really, to actually make sense of any of the pulls we already have. Because they all need to return a UA to summon. This one is a 7. And that one's an 8. So we could, like, technically this works with the Kashtira continuous spell, but we don't really have a way of getting to that. And this one also does, that one doesn't. So yeah, the UA cards we have aren't particularly useful until we get a specific 2 super rares, who are going to be very difficult to get in general. And if we're aiming for, like, if we were aiming for super rares, so to speak, it would not be for UAs. There are better options, generally. I don't know that that looks like a name, but at the same time, there's no titles. So it's either a bot or an actual, like, decently skilled duelist. Hand is a hand. That's 54? 54 and 7. I'd say that's a bot. I think we just do this, right? Add Chalice. Set 3. All we need to do is tag into Lopter into Valor. On our turn we can Valor we can tribute off the Valor for something. Yeah, at the moment this looks like a bot. Okay. Banish this diverse, you go for it. Parallel Exceed. Sure. Okay, and they're just going to take 25 to the face. That's fine. I guess we should have done it during their main phase, actually. They might have attacked into a 3500. So we get Valor out. Valor brings back the Lopter. Right, so we have 4k on board right now, which I don't think we can improve upon. We can get 4-4. We can pump it up to 5,000. I think we can do 5-4 from, like, this board state. Oh no, we do. Yeah, right, Lopter tributes himself. No, we have it. Wrong one. Tribute self. And just get big boy from deck. Ta-da. And we just go battle phase. Attack in. Do nothing. Do nothing. And then attack in and activate the spell because, you know, spells. There we go, +1 to the spell counter. I don't know what it's actually at, it's probably only at, like, maybe 25. But it's something. It's getting there. And we get a rank up. And a few legacy tickets as well. That's neat. Right. We only have... No, we have 3 of those. I thought we had less. Let's open them up. Psychic Eraser Laser. This is actually just a good removal spell. It definitely probably just goes into the... No, it doesn't really just go into the burn deck, does it? It does go into, like, the going second deck. Torpedo Fish, a Light Sworn, Headless Knight, who looks cool, but other than that, Cloudian Support, and Snake Fang. So yeah, this just goes into going second deck, I'm pretty sure, as just a form of removal. The only issue is our going second deck would like to deal a lot of damage, and that gives some life points. It's the other, okay. It's the other wingman. Can't be destroyed with battle. I don't think that's happening. Guard Dragon and Drake. Special summoned by a card effect generally, but doesn't have a summoning condition on itself. Tiki Curse is a good trap monster. This isn't bad. Pairs well with Zoma. And we get one more because we started on an odd number of gems. The Trap Tricks was okay, but we don't really have anything as a payoff for Trap Tricks. Venom Shop is not it. You know, that's neat. We don't have the Mech Knights for the payoff. But it does allow us to search. No, it doesn't search, it's just a draw card. Monarch, nice. Ice Barrier. Worm. C69 Heraldry, Crest of Horror. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all cards your opponent controls if it has this. I like it, but I don't think we have the lower version. Like, I don't think we have number 69. I believe we just have the Chaos form. And even if we do, that's a pretty hefty rank 4, actually. I think it's like 3 materials. Yeah, hovering over it. 3 level 4s. It's not a bad rank up monster, it's just that it's a lot of effort to bring out and we don't have the base version. Although it does just have that first effect anyway. That's kind of interesting. Right. Next one. We have time for another few. Unless this one's stupidly long. We get to choose, going first. Alright. Malice Sleeves. Oh dear. 40. 15. But we have Boss Stage, Tikvu, and do we want to summon this? No, but we do want to put V-Jam on board. Anti-Nibiru. So yeah, they might have the answer for Boss Stage, but do you think they have the answer for Tikvu? Well, we got the Boss Stage, which means we want Lopter. No, it means we want Valor. Chain 1, Chain 2. Yeah, it's like, it's a pretty easy input for them. But I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, I can't send tokens to the graveyard, I don't think. Oh wait, no, that actually works out in my favour. Okay, that's fine. Let's see how they start this. Apparently by disconnecting. Are they seriously not going to activate another card besides Imperm? They just hope I scoop. Apparently so. Apparently that's all it took. Connection failed. Right. What were they on? I'm pretty confident we were fine. They can't actually get a token on the board. So they were obviously bricked on something. Let's start with that. They drew one of their 2 copies of Imperm. And I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know what else they could have been bricked on, but long story short, their whole deck revolves around worm plays. And because I think, like, everything's... Yeah, it's all worms, so... Tikaboo just solos. Call by Crossout, yeah. I could see that. Call by Crossout, double in Herman, like, I don't know. Not Ash Blossom, Vela. Got an ultra rare in this one, and a super rare. Another Thief, that's neat. Although I think we're well beyond our playset now. Reptilian Hydra is kind of like, it's a card. Cannot be special summon from the extra. Cannot be used as fusion synchronics unless all the materials are magician pendulums. No, I don't think we're playing this. Right, okay, what's the super? Zapper Shrimp. If specialed, send another from hand or field to the grave, destroy a spell trap. Once per chain during the main phase, synchro. It is a quick synchro monster, which was, I mean, it's, I think I've seen it in White Forest a time or two, and that was like really, really niche still. Either that or it was in Goatee. It was just a common in TCG, but it is just a quick synchro on opponent's turn. 2 level 1s to make it. This is the good Mekanko. We have some Mekanko cards now. Reveal this, add a Mekanko card from deck to hand, accept, and then discard. This is a search for the Arabesque, which then gets us into a monster. So technically the few Mekanko cards we have now are playable, and could just go in the Go second deck. That was only the first pack, wasn't it? Yeah, that was only the first pack. Those are not bad pulls in the slightest. The Zapper Shrimp is really niche, but he's kind of like, he's fine. Nope, that's just the fire attribute for the earth one we pulled a moment ago. And, oh, we have the Venom Swamp from Venom Shot. That's kind of funny, but it would go in just like stun, for lack of a better thing. That's our 3rd copy. What do you do? Specifically sends an edge in for 800. It's plan. I don't think we have enough. The Venom Swamp is unironically an okay pull. Yeah, they kind of have a bit of rough end of the stick. They haven't had any direct support in ages. And they have the OG boss monster. The best of all bosses. It's unaffected, and cannot be targeted by card effects. Ignore the fact that, you know, half the time you could just run it over, because it relies on your opponent, on the graveyard for its attack. Okay. Our opponent's on starter deck, so Metaion should just solo, right? No. Yeah, Metaion should just solo. Time Lord. Pass. Can a starter or structure deck cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect? It might be able to. Oh, Millennium. Okay. Are you going to fusion summon? because I can just bounce your guy back to the hand. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. Now what? If you go to the battle phase, you're not getting a trap, but I don't think they're going to the battle phase. They probably know a little bit better than that, right? Surely. They do know a little bit better than that. Once per turn, you can set an exalt or obliterate. Obliterate. Type 1 monster, send a forbidden. Turn the target to the hand. Okay. And Cosmic. Ooh, that's good. So let's try and return ourselves to the hand. Are they doing it for me? Use the effect. They're going to bounce me to the hand for them. Well, what if I didn't want it, quote unquote? I don't know what that other face down is, but I think we do this because it forces the spell trap negate. Yeah. And now we can just snatch steal their monster. Synchro with it for 11. I feel like that's the play anyway. Yeah, if we had the 10, we could actually make the spider. Oh, it wasn't in main phase. Bugger. What can I return? As many monsters as possible. I mean, I think we just summon this again then. Ah, but now we have this guy, and I don't actually have anything to do with him. Quick poll. Draw 2 cards or take control. If we do take control, the best we can do is actually hit over their Millennium, I think. Once per turn, if this card battles, I think we can just... Yeah, we take control. Because that cuts their life by 4,000. Takes a monster off their side of the big field. Yeah, we just don't need anything else. 7,000. Oh wait, no, it keeps the attack, doesn't it? I have just killed myself, haven't I? Main 2. Yep. Resolve. Yeah. Yeah. What was I supposed to do then? Apparently not. I guess I needed to just wait for the main phase. That's all that I needed to do. Wait for the main phase. Try and banish the other back row. And then I could have snatched steal, then I could have synchro for 11, and it would have been a little bit better. Right, we gotta go first. Try and fix it. And we have Malice Sleeves again. 1560. Okay. We have a Time Lord and 2 spells. Well, might as well. It is a die. We have a Monster Gate. Everything is machine. And if they dare attack this in the battle phase, we get to return shuffle a card into the deck for 500. Never saying it gets there, I'm just, you know, those are the possibilities. Okay. So it is probably just branded. Or Malice. No, okay, it is just Malice. Malice don't care about their type, I don't think. Malice. Yeah, they don't actually care about their type. It banishes for cost, that wasn't their normal summon. I don't know where we do negate them, but this isn't it. Yeah, they're all Malice, like... None of them are type. At least from what I can tell. Oh, it was Dormouse, okay. Yeah, none of them care. Why none of you care about type? It's very mean. You see, the banish from deck I don't like. That feels like it's a bit too much freedom. But they're still going to get it because they just have Old Sark anyway. You see, I don't hate banished on deck. But I do, I prefer it when it's Metaphys. I like Metaphys. Like, there are certain ways you can interact with, like, your opponent's deck, and, like, you know, banishing your opponent's hand, field, grave, and everything, that feels like, you know, it sometimes feels a little harsh, but I think the way that Metaphys do it feels fair. They thinking. They got a Link 3. I don't think the Time Lord is really a problem for them. Nor do I think the Clockwork Knight is. Damn, they could banish my Chalice if they wanted to. They are actually banishing my Chalice. You think I'm getting it back. Well, I don't control 3 or more cards since I used the Chalice, so I feel like that's a bonus point to me. I guess that's another thing that's like really small detail. Do the traps all just punish you? No, only one of the traps. Yeah, one of the traps punishes your opponent for just having a board or going first in the first place. Which feels a little bit unfair. But in the grand scope of things, how fair is it really? Probably pretty. Time Lord was normal summon, so at the very least the Bestial doesn't do it. On the other hand, they're comboing to I have exactly 2 generators and a Clockwork Knight after this Time Lord leaves the field. Does only send my cards. It targets and it's a monster I control. Which is good. Like, it is good that it targets, it's just, you know. I don't know what they're waiting on. Unless they're just figuring out lines. Royal Rare. Time to banish, shuffle, banish one card on the field. No, they're gonna banish my Time Lord. Yeah, we'll just cut it here then. I think they've got it. We didn't draw exactly Lancia. Between it being hot and starting to actually get late, I think we probably call it there. Where are we actually at with this? 24. I was a little bit off earlier. I think I said 25, so yeah, we are about a quarter of the way there. And speaking of various things, where are we at with the win rate? 488, 1354. We're at 1340. No, how many duels have we done? We've done a good few. 1333. I think we did 1333 at the start of this one, which means we've done about 21 duels. And we have won some number. I'm going to work it out now, because I didn't look at the start of the stream. Right, we had started from... Where did we start from? Yeah, I guess it just was here. Right, so... No, we lost on the first duel, surely, right? I think we played a few more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had 3 wins to rank up. So we probably played 21 duels, won an extra 1. Lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wow, we had a really good stream. If win-loss ratio is correct in what I'm thinking, then what is it? We've only lost 8 but played 113, which is crazy. Anyway, yeah, I think it's about time to call it a stream. 120 gems. What? How many more gems are free? 15, 20, 30, so that's 65, 75, 95, 110, 180 more gems are free. I do like the actual things here, but I think it'd be a main account thing for me, not the Masochist one. That resonator. Lovely little guy. Right, stop stalling. I'm going to call it an end to the stream. Thank you all very much for joining. Thank you all very much for watching along, watching the VOD, what have you. I look forward to catching you all on Monday's stream. We are, just going to pick this back up where we left off, continue it. And now that we're in Platinum, hopefully we can see a little bit more significant progress on expanding our card pool. So yeah, I hope you all have a good time. Until then, my name is Cat Monarch. Goodbye for now.